Hi everybody, it's SimLicy here. So today I have for you guys a new video. This time it is another group collaboration, and this time it's with the DazzlingSimmer. The name of the collaboration, as you saw in my description, is the 14 Days of Collabmas, which I thought was such a cute name. And as soon as I saw her video introduction about it, as well as a post on Twitter, I was like, that's something I want to be a part of. And yeah, so thank you for putting this together and letting me participate. I had a lot of fun creating this build and the Sims for it. So I will explain a little bit about this for those of you who haven't heard of it. So what it is 14 days up until Christmas. There are different Simmers that are going to be creating Sims and making builds each day, and there are, I believe she said, over 70 Simmers involved. So each day there are several people who are creating videos for this. So I will put the link to it in the description box so you can go check it out and see the different creations for this collab and check out their channels and other content as well. And also the DazzlingSimmer's channel will be linked in the description, so you can go check out her channel. If you aren't already subscribed, then go do that, because she creates really beautiful Sims and is mostly known for her use of Alpha CC, which I really love her use of alpha. Like, I don't have any alpha in my game and haven't always been a very big fan of it, but I think her use of it is just, I think she does a really good job. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't already. And anyway, so what I did was I created a cottage for the Christmas elves to live in, because I thought that would be a lot of fun. And I actually built this a couple times. I mean, the two that I built before this didn't look like this exactly, but it was like, I built one and it looked too much like a normal house, and then I built one and it was too small, and so I kind of mashed them two together, and this is what I came up with. And it's kind of like it's pretty unique. I've never built anything that looks exactly like this, and it's so over the top Christmassy. Like, everything is green and red and white. So sorry if those aren't your favorite colors, but it's Christmassy. And if they're Christmas elves, I imagine they either work for Santa or used to work for Santa, so they're gonna absolutely love Christmas and want their house to be over the top Christmassy. So I built a little cottage for them, and then they have a little outdoor like pond area. Like, if we had skating rinks, I would have put a skating rink there, but we don't, so they get a little pond. And I tried to make it look frozen. I am using SimCookie Snow Mod, so it makes it look a little bit more frozen, a little bit more frosted over, just by the kind of lighting that the mod gives, as well as the how all the plants have a little bit of frost on them. So I will put the link to that mod in the description, and also my elves that I created have some custom content that I used to make them look a little bit more elf-like. And so I will also put that in the description box. So don't forget to check out the description box, because there are so many links. So if you are interested in downloading any of the custom content used, it'll be there. The last video I did using the snow mod, I uploaded it to the gallery with the mod, and I don't think people think often to click on the show custom content button, so I ended up uploading a different version of it without the CC, and then I had a lot more. I had people upload it right away, so I will do the same with this one. I will upload a version with the snow mod and then a version without the snow mod, so it'll be easy to find if you just go to my origin ID, which is SimLicy. And then the Sims will be there as well, but they will only be uploaded as custom content. But yeah, so I hope everybody is having a good holiday season so far. I definitely am. It's so cold here. I've mentioned this in earlier videos that I have recently, well, about 6 months ago, I moved here in the United States to a different state, and it's so cold. It's like, it's so cold. I always forget the conversion to Celsius. I think it's like the temperature in Fahrenheit times 5/8 plus 32 degrees, something like that, or minus 32 degrees. Yeah, it would be minus 32 degrees. But anyways, it's been like around zero. And I think on Saturday it was going to be like a high of 1 degrees Fahrenheit, which is so crazy to me because I grew up on the West Coast, and and it's always a lot warmer than this, so it's a little bit of a shock to me this year. But we are going to travel to California next week, me and my husband, and spend about 4 days there, and I'm so looking forward to some warmer weather. And I miss it a lot, so I'm really excited for that. And I'm pre-recording this, and this will, so I will, I think, be gone when this is going to be uploaded, and I think I might pre-record another video too. This is my first time pre-recording, so hopefully I'll be using the scheduled upload system on YouTube, so hopefully everything uploads as it should. I will be keeping an eye on it just to make sure, and I will have my computer with me just in case there's any problems. But I think it should work just fine. Lots of people pre-record when they go out of town, so I think it'll work just fine. But as you can see, I just did lots of landscaping, and I tried to pick plants that I thought would look good without the snow mod too. So they should match and all flow just fine. And then I thought that this would be cute to kind of, maybe if this cottage was at the North Pole, it would say the little elves' names that live on it, or if it was like in a little village of different elf cottages, it would have like, I don't know. So I put that little sign there from Outdoor Retreat, and I thought that was kind of a cute little touch. And I tried to use the snowman to cover up, what is the animal that's poking? I forgot the animal that's poking out of that sign, but I tried to cover it up. It's like a beaver or a bear or something. I'm not sure. But I used the snowman to cover it up and some bushes around it to try to hide that a little bit. And then I put garlands around the porch, and that looks pretty cute. I think it looks super Christmassy, and I do it on the back porch. Also, this build looks really nice at nighttime, like with all the different little, what are those things called? The stars, the little like garland stars that I put underneath the regular garlands. They have a little bit of an luminescence to them, so they do light up a little bit. Like we do have those like flower strings that I could have used, but flowers aren't necessarily Christmassy, so I mean, I probably could have hid them behind the garlands, but oh well, it's the way I did it, and I think it looks pretty cute. And I pretty much put them everywhere possible around the outside of the house. I mean, I did try to make it look as good as I can with still being over the top Christmassy. So it's definitely super decorated. But like I said, it's kind of what I envisioned a Christmas elf would want their house to look like. Like, it would be over the top Christmassy, probably year round, no matter if it was snowing outside or close to Christmas. It would be like, you know, July 2nd and decorated for Christmas. It's what I thought Christmas elf would like. But what else do I do? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I did think about putting these wreaths around that little silo room. What do you call those? A tower room? I don't know. But I thought that the wreaths on the windows was a little bit too much, so I just did a garland around the top of it. And then I used these new posts with string lights on them from City Living, and they look super cute. I have tried to put them on the outsides of builds that because I've just been messing around with Christmas builds and the snow mods lately, and I've tried to put them to look like that there's lights strung up on the house, but they're not exactly the same wall height. They're like in between the short wall height and the medium wall height, so it's kind of awkward. I mean, maybe I just haven't built the right house for it, because I think it could work as Christmas lights on the outside of the build. But I really wanted this to kind of glow at night. You know that house from Christmas Vacation where the dad puts like an obnoxious amount of lights in the house? Like, I wanted it to kind of glow like that without having obviously as many lights on the outside of the house, because we don't have Christmas lights exactly. So, but that's kind of what I had in mind. I wanted it to like glow at night. I wanted it to be just obnoxiously Christmassy. At this point, I started having a lot of glitches with my game, so you do see me save, I think, once or twice. I think I have cut it out, so you're not just looking at me saving. But I think it was starting to glitch out a little bit because there was so many lights on the build. But because I don't have the best computer in the entire world. I just use my laptop, but it works for me, and I really like my laptop. So it has some problems sometimes with glitching, but for the most part, it's all right. So originally I wanted to put the stairs going this direction, and then realized that the living room would be a little bit awkward shaped and cramped. So I move it over to face the doors instead, and I think that works pretty well, and I still have room to fit in the door to the bathroom and the kitchen. So it worked out better than I thought it would. And it's quite open actually in the living and dining room area for being kind of a traditional looking build. Like only the kitchen and the bathroom are closed off, and then the upstairs is just an open floor bedroom because there wasn't really much room to do anything else. But yeah, so just like the outside, the inside is obnoxiously Christmassy. Like all the walls are red and green, and the floors, I tried to use some white flooring in the bathroom, but I think I ended up using that wood flooring throughout the entire house because it was a nice rich brown color that I thought complemented the green and red walls and the stone walls. I thought it complemented them pretty well. So it's quite rich Christmassy colors. But yeah, so I use red and green furniture and that new fireplace from the holiday pack update. And then I also use the fluffy rug from City Living because I think it's just so cozy looking, and I imagine this cottage to be really warm and cozy. So I thought that suited it quite well. I also used it in my last Christmas build that I did. What was that called? The Holiday Retreat. Yeah, I used the fluffy rug in that quite a bit too. So I think it suits these kind of themes quite well. So I didn't put a TV above the fireplace or anywhere else in the build, and I also didn't put a computer. So you could obviously easily add one if you thought that it should have one, but I thought that the elves would be more busy kind of playing. I mean, adult Sims don't necessarily play, but in my mind they would kind of listen to music, play, like I should have probably put a card table in here. They might play cards, but I put a chess table outside on the front porch, and then they also have a woodworking bench on the back porch. So I imagine they would spend most of their time building toys on the workbench or playing games together or playing music. So, or also reading books. I think I made one of them a bookworm. I can't remember. I mean, you'll see that at the end of the video. I do have a quick little create a sim at the end. And then I use these Christmas trees to put outside because I imagine that they would have some of the trees decorated out in the yard. Like they already have those one trees that came with the holiday pack, the ones that are kind of dead looking with the lights. We have those ones, but I thought it needed a little bit more. And of course they need a Christmas tree inside, which I had a bookcase there at first, and I was like, what am I doing? Of course they're going to have a Christmas tree inside with lots of presents under it. So I got rid of one of the bookshelves and made sure to put a Christmas tree downstairs. And I put one upstairs also because, of course, they need lots of Christmas trees. And this build actually didn't take me that long to do. I think it only took me 2 hours, which is really surprising because usually I spend forever on builds, and I always like watch building videos and people are like, this took me like 7 hours, it took me 5 hours, whatever, and I'm like, same, exactly, it takes forever. And like it always takes so long. But I think most people who build a lot, they spend so much attention to detail, and it takes a long time to make something look the way you want it. So that I was pretty happy that it only took me a couple hours to make this. Because like I said, I usually take forever. And this is the bathroom, and I got a shower and a bathtub put into this build, and I shoved that shower into the wall a little bit to make it look a little bit more built in, and it works just fine. They can use it very easily. I did play test it with the elves that I created, so everything works just fine. At least everything that I tested. I always test like the bathrooms and the kitchens and the bed to make sure that they can do the things that they need to survive. Like I don't always test the activities, but I think that they were able, I think that they definitely used the woodworking bench, which was actually really cool. Like as soon as I put them in there, they both right away went to the workbench and started building things. So I was like, that's really befitting of an elf to go in there and start building things. Like they didn't build a toy or anything, but that's okay. They built up, I think, a knife block. So that was pretty cool that they did that right away. So they can get to that, and I think they can also get to the chessboard easily, and they also read a book. So I think everything works just as it should. And I included them in the screenshot so you can see them like snuggling by the fire, and I think what else were they doing? Like eating dinner. I thought that it would be a fun idea to include them in the screenshots, and that's why I included them in the video. So it's kind of like a package deal. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't make any sense. But the kitchen, I think, turned out pretty cute. I used tile from the bathroom and the stone accents, which I thought gave a little bit more dynamic to the kitchen instead of leaving it just white, which was what I was originally going to do. I was just going to have white walls in the kitchen, but it made it a little bit more Christmassy. And then I saw this little tray with the drinks, and then I was like, oh yeah, we have that that little platter with the sweets on it, and I thought that they would probably drink hot chocolate a lot and have like I don't know, cookies and muffins and just different little desserts for most of their meals. Like, I don't know why, but I had this picture in my mind that the elves would mostly eat sweets, but I think that's just because Santa's always getting cookies. It's kind of what I had in my head, I guess. But now I just moved on to the upstairs, and the tree, I was worried that it was going to block them from getting up the stairs, but it didn't cause any problems. And you can kind of see it out the windows of the tower too when you are looking at it at night when it's kind of glowing. So I thought that was kind of cute. I mean, you can't see it like super well, but you can a little bit, and it looks nice. And then this bed is the perfect red color. It matches like all the other red stuff. I also wanted to put a fireplace up here, but it started getting a little bit cramped with the wardrobe and the mirror and everything. I mean, it actually, looking back on it, you probably could have left it, but I wanted to make sure that there was plenty of room, and then I put a violin up there also. And then, but yeah, looking back, I probably could have left the fireplace, but I think that this ended up working out pretty good too. I don't know if I can get to that bookcase, but I kind of just thought that there should be something around the other side of the banister, and I couldn't quite connect it to the walls because of the way I'd done the roofs. So I always do that. I don't think about my roof placement before, like while I'm thinking about how I want the floor plan to be. Like, I always just do the outside of the build and make sure that looks the way I want it to, and then try to make the inside work with the outside. So I think I made it work though. And see, I just put the violin and the easel, and then I get the workbench out here, and I make a little outdoor grill and fire area, and make sure to put the little what do you call that place for the firewood. I put that outside too because they would definitely need some firewood to keep their fire pit going and their fireplace going. I am almost done with this build, and then we'll get into the Create a Sim here in just a few moments as I just put in a few little finishing touches. And I think any second now, after I put on these windows, we will get into the Create a Sim. So now we are in the Create a Sim, and sometimes I thumb through the different Sims to give kind of like a base look of what I imagine, and I thought that the base look of this Sim worked really well for the elf look. And I found this cute little blush and ears, which I imagined the elf Sims would have like rosy cheeks and rosy nose. And then I gave her this cute hat, and I used pretty much in-game items. The only thing that I used that was custom content for them was the blush, the ears, and I believe that's it. I don't think I used any custom content for their outfits. Like, you see that I have custom content in my Create a Sim like catalog, but I tried to avoid it so it was a little bit more easier to use in your game if custom content isn't necessarily your thing. And that new dress from the Glamour Stuff Pack is beautiful and so Christmassy. That red color, if you just saw it right there, I loved it. I was like, that is such a beautiful gown and something that I would love to wear. I mean, I don't know if I'd look that great in it, but I would love to wear it. And then this little party dress, I think, was from City Living. I tried to use it in the red color, but it was too orangey. It wasn't quite the right red that I was looking for. And, oh, I also used a custom content lipstick that was a little bit sparkly, so I'll try to find that too and put that in the description box. I tried to make their personalities just kind of childish and a little bit silly and fun, and just overall, like, they'd be just good Sims, so... I didn't think the Min's hair looked quite that good with hats, so I left a Christmas hat off of him, but yeah, I think I used the Christmas hat on him maybe once in one of his outfits. I can't remember, so we'll see here in just a moment. But I used the Christmas sweaters, of course, because they are Christmas elves, and I thought that this outfit for him for the, for the formal looked pretty cute. And I mean, all their outfits, I tried to keep them pretty red and green with not too many other colors. So like all of their outfits are very Christmassy without having just a Christmas sweater every day. See what I mean? And yeah, so I will definitely link that in the description, and the screenshots are coming up any second now. So I just want to thank you so much for watching my video, and please don't forget to check out DazzlingSimmer's channel and the playlist of all the other creators for this collaboration. And yeah, so please leave any comments or suggestions that you have in the comments down below. Alright, thanks for watching, bye!